Hey, so I want to go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit about the wonderful treasures that I found today while in the garden center. So I was walking through, went to the clearance aisle, and I seen these endless summer hydrangeas in need of a little bit of CPR. And luckily for them, I am ACLS certified, so let's get to it. Look at these beauties. Here we are. It's been about a week since we rescued these pieces and have planted them, and they're doing great. More to come later. Look at this monstrous bloom. Do you see this? I do not think you do. I do not. And look at this one right here. Just so beautiful. Makes you want to just cut some to take in the house. And naturally, there is some pruning that could be done on this hydrangea, as well as the one beside it. I'll probably come out here later on tonight and prune it back. But just definitely a beautiful show. Hey guys, so today I'm going to end the final series of when you see clearance plants, why it's not a bad idea to go ahead and pick them up. So in the spring, I seen, just to do a little recap, this has been a series that I have been doing for quite some time. It started in the springtime. I was at the garden center and I seen these wonderful endless summer hydrangeas and I just couldn't pass them up. So I brought them home, repotted them, and I put them in this linear pattern that I liked right here. And then also this was a testing site because I'm actually going to be removing these and I'm going to overwinter them inside, and then I'm going to be bringing in some proven winter incredible hydrangeas, and this is where my hedge is going to be. But this was originally the place that I had selected, but I wanted to go ahead and see how these hydrangeas would do here. I did have to move them a little bit back out of the sun because my house faces the west, so it's full sun, 100% full sun. Even though we're under the umbrella of this tree, I did have to move it back a little bit. And as you can see, we've already had temperatures down into the 40s and I still have blooms. Look at this. I mean, just amazing blooms that you see here. And then even on this one, like, look how big this bloom is. And I actually think I'll be cutting some of these and using them in a fall arrangement in my sunroom. So if you look here, you can still see that it's putting on bloom. So I'm actually going to bring you in a little bit closer so we can go ahead and I'll let you be the judge about these plants and how they turned out. Overall, this plant right here was my best one. Literally still have blooms. I did go ahead and fertilize them. I know people say when you have distressed plants, try not to fertilize them because you want them to focus on putting on roots. To each his own. I do agree with that in some scenarios, but for this scenario, because I did have a rebloomer, pruned it back when I first got them in the ground, it was okay because they were recovering. I think this one put on the least amount of growth, but I really have faith that next season I'm really going to get the show that I have been wanting out of the one on the end. And then this one, it put on a lot of blooms, the one at the end, and I'm going to give you a close-up. It did do a lot of blooms, but it didn't perform as well as I wanted it to perform. So I'll go ahead and get you in closer. Okay, so first place for this one. Second place, I would have to say it was a tie. So this one right here did pretty good. Kind of looks a little bit scraggly right now. Again, I've said we had temperatures down into the 40s. But then if you look at this one, no, I would have to say this one right here is third place. This one is second place right here. Fourth place. But I like how thick the growth is. So I'm really excited about next season. And then if we go down here, we have our last place, certainly last but definitely not least, because as you see, even though the foliage was not as thick, we still had a lot of blooms, and you see still have new growth, still have opportunities to put on buds. But I actually really didn't go in and prune these back like you're supposed to. So with the endless summer hydrangeas, when you see the blooms are starting to look like they're being spent and like they're just getting old and ravaged, like kind of like here, you can then go in and you can actually pull those out. Just prune them down, and then you'll get another flush of blooms. I didn't do that because I wanted to focus more on rejuvenating the plants, although as earlier stated, I did go ahead and fertilize them a little bit. So again, just to recap, when you see a plant in the garden center, don't pass it up, especially if it's an endless summer hydrangea. When you have those name brands that have been proven to perform, and you just kind of read the reviews and just do your own research, most certainly, by all means, do your own research. It's not a bad idea to just go ahead and get them. What I want from you guys is to go ahead, click like and subscribe if you haven't. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much for your continuous support. And I want you to comment in the section below and let me know when you're in the garden center or big box stores and you see a plant that's on sale, do you go ahead and pass the clearance plants? Do you scale the clearance out? Or do you like to buy your specimens brand new? You can't go wrong by doing either, because either way, you win some and you lose some. Thank you again for watching, and as always, I'll be showing you pictures later.